March 27, 2010, just a short bonus video. I've had dozens of people ask me specifically what I'm eating. To start, in the first couple of weeks, again, I follow what is called the Paleo Diet, or the Primal Diet, or Hunter-Gatherer, which basically dictates that you eat nothing processed, no grains, no sugars, no vegetable oils, no forms of soy, and you do your best to buy organic fruits and vegetables, yes, but specifically grass-fed beef and chicken that, when they were alive, were allowed to feed on their traditional diet of basically everything, including bugs, not vegetarian diets as most factory farmed chickens are fed. Wild caught seafood, olive oil, beef tallow, butter, milk, yogurts. Totally off track. I forgot what I was saying. I think that covers it, though. So in the beginning, I was consuming a lot more fruits and vegetables, mostly fruits in the form of juices that I would make using a juicer that I got off of Craigslist. Loved it, felt good, but as you would expect with a big sugar bomb of a drink, a couple hours later I would crash, and my weight loss wasn't that impressive. I eventually cut out the juice and just ate whole fruit, and again the weight loss was progressing for a while, and then it plateaued. I eventually cut out the fruit and all the vegetables, and now I'm consuming basically a fully carnivorous diet. Roughly 65% fat, 30% protein, and the remainder carbohydrate. And the only carbs I'm getting are through a sugar-free powdered fiber supplement and a powdered vitamin supplement called Greens Plus. Technically, I don't need to be taking the fiber, but for me personally, being at zero carb, I was only hitting the shitter about once every 3 days, and it would be accompanied by nausea, and it would be just liquid, and it was unpleasant. And that's someone who is used to going every day, once or twice a day, and having it be a completely satisfying process. Taking the fiber, the bulk of the bowel movements has gone down since I'm not consuming all these carbs, but once a day I take care of business in the bathroom, and I feel good. I don't feel ill. So for me, I need to take a fiber supplement while going no carb. Also involved in that is the fasting, which I've spoke about, and it's intermittent fasting. It's usually not planned, so one day a week I'll usually go 24 hours without eating, and but recently I've transitioned to incorporating a 15-hour fast every day. So I've been eating 2 meals per day, my first meal at noon, my second meal at 9 p.m., and each meal is approximately 1,500 calories. I wish I could include pictures over my commentary here, but my computer is shit, and the only video editing software that I can use won't allow me to do that. So at the end, I'll include some pictures of food that I prepare and that I eat every day. The first meal is usually a big-ass omelet, 4 omega-3 eggs. Also, stepping back to the beginning, nuts are encouraged on the diet, particularly nuts that have a favorable omega-3 to 6 ratio. That may sound like mumbo-jumbo, but I don't feel like explaining it. So omega-3 eggs, I usually have about 2 ounces of cheddar or some other type of more aged, high-quality cheese. I'll cook those, the eggs and the cheese, in butter about a tablespoon and a half of butter, and I'll have a couple sausages or like 5 strips of bacon along with it, and uncured bacon, reduced sodium. The butter comes from cows that aren't treated with hormones, and likewise the cheese as well. So that's my first meal. I'll usually take that with a tablespoon of Carlson's fish oil and the supplement of fiber and vitamin powder. 9 hours later, I'll eat basically my big meat meal. It's usually about a pound and a half of beef. I can't afford grass-fed beef at the moment, so what I've done is I've purchased grass-fed beef tallow, and I'll sear the store-bought meat in the beef tallow, which has that more favorable omega-3 to 6 ratio, in an effort to sort of make it a bit better. And sear it on the stovetop, put it in the oven, finish it off at 450 degrees, and it comes out perfect every time. I actually really like cooking, so preparing 2-3 meals for myself every day has been a good experience because it's allowed me to get a little bit better at cooking. Again, pictures to come, and it's very representative of what I'm eating per day. 2 meals per day, 3,000 calories. First meal is an omelet, second meal is a meat plate of some sort, usually with a sauce, like a chimichurri, which is just loaded with olive oil and a bunch of little extremely low-carb, I guess, I don't know if you can really call parsley a vegetable, but garnishes and seasonings. If you haven't had chimichurri, I recommend that you do. It's awesome. Or I'll make like a homemade buffalo sauce, which is basically just butter and Frank's Red Hot. And Frank's Red Hot, believe it or not, is not much of a processed food. It's chili peppers and salt, pepper, and water. I think that's it. I love tiny ingredient lists. So if I buy something in the store that is packaged and the ingredients are 5 or less, then I feel pretty comfortable with that. In time, I will incorporate more nuts, fruits, vegetables, but as of now, and with my goal of losing this weight more quickly than some other people, this is what's working for me. So, and in time, I may actually cut out the dairy, not the butter, but the cheese. Again, in time, when I plateau again, and all of these things, cheeses, and I would traditionally eat like a Greek-style yogurt, and sometimes I'll drink Diet Pepsi because water gets really boring all the time, and I have a water cooler, and I get filtered water. We have these little things called Watermill Express. It's like $1.50 for 5 gallons, and the water is awesome. So I drink probably a gallon and a half of water each day, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not too labor intensive. It's not too restrictive. I'm a carnivore to begin with. I love meat. Even back in the day when I was eating whatever the fuck I wanted, I would base my meal around what meat I had. It would be, okay, it's going to be a beef dish. Now what am I going to put around that beef dish? But I call it the beef dish. So, in my mind, I do miss the potatoes and the grains and the pastas, and but I am satisfied for the most part. Also, only eating twice per day now, having reduced my calories from sometimes 4,500 per day down to 3,000. I am a bit hungry between my noon and 9 o'clock meal, but it's purely hunger. It's not nausea, it's not lightheadedness, it's not fatigue or lethargy or headaches. It's hunger, and you can deal with hunger. The hunger you feel is different than the hunger that I feel now eating these more dense foods. Anyways, long video again, sorry. Pictures to follow, and definitely be posting on Friday, and maybe another bonus video in between. Thanks for watching.